Where are we camping right now?
Yosemite. Go about it. How's it going, everybody? Will here, Willderjess Adventures Van Build Vlog Journey. I want to welcome you guys to the channel. Welcome back those of y'all that have been with us for a little while, and if you're new, we got us a cool van we're going to talk about today. You know, we're very, very blessed, proud, fortunate, all the above to be able to be doing this journey, and want to just thank you guys. And sorry for the video hiatus, but videos will resume stat with cool content, van stuff, some hiking. You know, we got some cool shots and everything we did from this past fall and summer, and you know, again, we've just been doing a lot of stuff and just hadn't been putting it on video, but we got you on some videos coming up. Today we're going to talk about our awesome van. This is a 2020 Ford Transit all-wheel drive. It's the medium length and the medium height, so it's not the big giant one, but I can still stand up in it, you know, and it's functionally, you know, do with everything you need to do. You know, we can see, you know, we got us a roof rack that I built and made on it, and we got an awning. You know, we'll kind of get into all that. We got us another video we're doing about the awning too, so you feel free to check that out. Alright guys, well, without further ado, let's check it out. Y'all welcome to our van. Guys, we got us some protective mats and rugs for dirt and debris, but the bulk. But see, we're gonna show off our luxurious vinyl plank flooring here. This is Blue Ridge pine. We picked it up from Lowe's. It's simply the click floor that goes in. We built it on top of our, you know, insulated subfloor that we built in. Check out that video. I'll link in the description for that. But essentially, it's been great. It's tough as crap. You can, you know, basically tap dance on top of it. We couldn't, you know, be more happy with it. Very easy to do. It was, you know, relatively cheap, but definitely one of your, you know, good options to go for, you know, in terms of the flooring. With the look of it, you know, it's hard to beat. Alright guys, we got our homemade cabinets. Jess and I built, and which we took and all of them made in the garage, fresh. First time ever built any cabinets, and turning out pretty good. It's still got to put some handles on them. That's the crux of the problem. But building everything in a rush to go. But like I say, we slapped them all in here, and they've been great. Everything's rock solid. The countertop and everything. This is just straight butcher block. Got from Lowe's. All the actual cabinetry is built out of 1/2 inch Baltic birch plywood. But we just got it to fit in this nook spot essentially, and then we got kind of our other side over here, with the dual sliding doors. You saw you don't essentially have this whole wall area to build into, so we made it work for us here. This is our refrigerator. This is an angle. We'll pop around, you can see it in a minute, but you can see where the door, you kind of can turn, and just ergonomic when you're working in the kitchen. You can just get what you need out. But this thing is phenomenal. Again, we'll go into a little more detail in a little bit, but we have our pantry, random just knickknacks, whatever can go in here depending on how much food you're toting or gear. You can fit a lot of stuff in here, and it doubles. I made this where you can sit on it, so where you're just sitting in the van. Both of our seats will swivel, but you still could sit here if you need, which we got our top that just cut more of the butcher block made on top of it, and got our refrigerator, angle 12 volt, which is also 110. You just got to plug in the top. If you need, you can plug it into the wall and use it in the house. But this thing is ultra conservative. It freaking just trickles the power, keeps everything ice cold inside. You can even turn it down enough to actually make ice in it. But like I say, you can reverse the door. It's magnetic, so you can put sweet magnets you collect from traveling. And you got plenty of room to store more than a week's worth of stuff that you don't even really need. You'll end up hopefully eating. But again, this angle is great. And up under our angle, we got Jess's drawer. I built this drawer to house a toilet that we can tote, which is just a regular little camping toilet, in which I built it with the super heavy duty hinges, so you can just sit on the whole drawer with the toilet in it, and it's super handy for those tight moments, and it definitely helps Jess out. And what you can see up under the bed here is in the galley of the kitchen. We got another storage area. It basically goes all the way to each side up underneath, and you can put a lot of stuff under there. So again, you can cram it full of all your gear and useful items that you may or may not need. See, here we got our sink. The sink is awesome. Also the faucet too. The fixture, all of it came from Amazon. Sweet setup. You can take it, pull it off, move it around, do what you need to do, which it also swivels, so you can dual as a shower. You stand outside. We are going to hook it up to some hot water. Try and figure out and getting crafty, but right now it's just free, easier. But the sink is deep enough to use and do something with. I mean, you can see full wet wipe tub there, and when you're not using it as a sink, it's a big storage area, so it's great. It just drains straight down into it. It's kind of a little dirty now, but essentially it comes with the rack and everything in it, and it drains straight down into a bluey. It's up underneath the sink. It's approximately, I think it's a 7-gallon blue water tank, got from Walmart, I believe, that is fed from the 25-gallon water tank that's under the bed or above the wheel well over here. So show you all a little more of that when we circle around back. We got our electrical command center here. Again, we're still work in progress. We got to build a little more cabinetry and nook, cranny, storage all up around here. But for right now, again, we're just showing off our progress to this point, which we have our Renogy power inverter switch here. This cuts on the power inverter that's up under the bed, This is the Renogy battery monitor, and so far, I mean, I don't have too much negative to say other than I don't know how to use it. But it tells me the volts and what's going in or out of the battery. So basically all you need to know. The capacity and all, we'll get into that. We got some just regular 12 volt switches, accessories and whatever we need. This one cuts on the water pump, and this one's still inactive, but made it to where I can still use it. Need to plumb anything up. We got our light switch with dimming capability. Definitely recommend getting one of these. Which we see we have our 110 power for any regular power accessories that we use with our power inverter. Again, all this is stored under the bed in the electrical command center. But we see we got our bed. We definitely went for the moon on the bed. It's a little too thick. It's great. Could not say any complaints about the comfort. It was like a $250 bed off of Amazon. Came to the house rolled up like a burrito, and it's super comfortable. But it's a 12-inch. We probably could have went by with the 8, so it's not so quite lofty to get on. But as we see, we got some more cabinet spots, little crannies and stuff, things all up on top. We got our little kind of nook bookshelf type area over here, which it has some storage down below in here. So I mean, you can stuff like blankets and whatever over in there. And we see in the back also have some phone charging ports, the main electrical disconnect where it's easy to get to if we need to, which then also some more storage for essentially a nightstand type area. This side over here we got another little nightstand, if you will, where you put your stuff while you're sleeping and just whatever you need. Our closet area we got built. Open, stay. We got our closets. Like I say, definitely can store way more in here than you think, and you end up carrying more clothes than you dang need. You don't wear but 3 t-shirts anyway. But this thing's awesome. We built it with, if it gets a little shaky, built it to have even more storage down underneath, so blankets and whatever, jackets can go down in there. Again, this is above the water tank that's in here, so it's a great closet storage area. Put a lot of clothes, in which we got the his and hers side, and it's worked out phenomenal. The roof, man, the wood on this roof has, if the stories it could tell. But my buddy got it. He's a big cabinet maker and woodworker, Hawkinsville, Georgia, which he picked it up from some barn find and it claims to be 100-plus-year-old poplar and pine tongue and groove, which we have it, as you see, built in with the puck lights. Dim it down a little bit, maybe just get a little more aspect and depth to it. It's just beautiful. Which we see, we've got our max air fans. The light coming in makes it a little bit contrast and hard to see. But we got 2 fans, one in the front and one in the back, and would not build another van without having 2 fans in the roof. I mean, when you have just one on, it just doesn't do it. It doesn't pull any air. With this fan in the back, this is the deluxe model, whatever, where it goes in and out with exhaust and intake, which it cuts on with the remote. As you can see, I think that's on 60%. You can hear it, just quiet, nice hum. It's good sound. It's good to sleep too. Good to have that air coming in on you. And that's what I'll say with the front fan up here. This one is the manual version, so I mean you just turn the knob and to cut it on, which is exhaust only. And without this fan, the rear fan would just be essentially a noisemaker. It would not draw anything. You can cut that one on in the back and not have this one on, and you cannot feel anything laying under the bed. As soon as you cut this one on, just even opening rather, you start to feel air, and then you cut this one on more and more, and it just creates a vortex. I mean, it just so much better. But definitely a tip for anyone there that's, you know, looking into purchasing and getting some fans for their van. Here we see the back of the van. We got, you know, looking at the back of the bed here in the garage area. We got our gear closet as well as our water tank import. Screws off and fill in with our garden hose, which we got our filter right here that you can screw onto a garden hose, and it, you know, pre-filters as it goes into the tank, which we have a water filter that's up in front of the water tank. Which this is our water tank, which no, it's not wood, but the tank is inside. You can kind of see in there we have our viewport slit. It's a 25-gallon tank, which kind of made this to work for the temporary, but we're going to update it as well and be a little more concrete. But we got our ports to cut the water on and off, which it takes the water from out back and, you know, runs it back up to the front. Which we got our garage space area, you know, that holds, again, more stuff than you end up using. So, but definitely plenty of space to hold and store some gear, which need to put a light up under here. Then we can see our electrical center over here. We got our Renogy Rover MPPT charge controller holding that hundo. Thing is great, you know, charges the battery as good as a battery charger can charge it. Very chargy charger. We got all of the command wiring in here and everything that coming from and going to. This is just our, essentially the wiring panel that takes all of the main power and spreads it to everything else. You can fuse it out and have it where you can isolate a problem, which we got our power inverter that's mounted on top. It's a 1000 watt, you know, yet to run into a power limitation of needing more than 1000 watts for something to use in a van. Which we have our single lithium 170 amp battery, and again have zero complaints from our battery. It's been phenomenal. You know, it holds a charge for, you know, as long as it needs. It's always ready. You can discharge it completely to zero, charge it right back up with, we see our battery to battery charger here. It's a 20 amp, and that's run you know, from the batteries in the van. And the van actually comes equipped with dual AGM you know, starting and cranking batteries for the van, so that's great. But the battery to battery charger will charge the battery back up in like 45 minutes. You know, it's unreal. But we got our electrical system. It's self-sufficient, running from on top of the van. Let's see if I can. We got two 100 watt panels that we've only put up here so far, and so far the two 100 watt panels have been sufficient, been able to, you know, do everything that we needed. So far, you know, our van has just been incredible. We could not be more happy with how it's going and how it's turned out and where we're headed with it. We still got a few knick-knack little upgrades that we got to complete, but again, those are just, you know, just things that are just only going to improve it. So we're just so stoked and ready to continue the journey along with this and just see where it can take us and the adventures that abound and await. Again, Will here, Willderjess Van Build Adventures. Y'all stay tuned. We can't wait to get some more videos out to you guys. And thanks again. Adios. Hello.